Good morning, student. Today we are talking about new pathway, Unit 1, Human Bond, Section 2, a most important person. A most important person is a story written by Margaret Weymouth Jackson. She was born in 1895 and died in 1974. She was an American writer. She wrote stories for various national magazines. Her prolific career spanned 6 novels and about 200 stories. So I will show you the picture of Margaret Weymouth Jackson. So this is the picture of a writer of a very interesting story called A Most Important Person. Then we see, usually we bond with people who are like us. Now and then, however, friendship blossoms between two persons who seem to have nothing in common, like Chester and Miss Lucy Quinn in this story that follows. So in this story we are going to study a relationship between, or a friendship between, Mary Quinn and a young boy Chester. So let's start. The Leviat chauffeur opened the car door. Miss Lucy Quinn stepped out and the chauffeur looked after her. It's the Christmas, he told himself. It makes her lonely. The story starts with, there is a Leviat chauffeur. Leviat chauffeur means a driver wearing a uniform who drive a private car. So he opened the car door and Miss Lucy Quinn came out from the car and chauffeur take care her. It's the Christmas, he told himself. A driver uttered himself. So his word made Lucy Quinn lonely. So she feels solitude. The question is, why Miss Lucy Quinn feels solitude or lonely? Actually, whenever we celebrate festivals, actually Christmas is a very important festival celebrated in Christianity because it is the birth of Jesus Christ. So instead of happiness, Miss Lucy Quinn feel lonely. It was the Christmas dreaming that daunted Miss Lucy. Every house on the boulevard showed the splendor of glittering Christmas, but Miss Lucy Quinn was lonely. The rest of the year she endured her loneliness with composure, but at Christmas it came upon her like an illness. And now Miss Lucy's situation was quite different from the other people. So it was a Christmas dreaming that daunted. Daunted means frightened. And trimming means everywhere we can see a decoration on the square. Houses were fully decorated, they colored, people colored their houses. So it was a Christmas trimming. Everywhere we can see decoration of beautiful houses, and that trimming make Miss Lucy Quinn frightened. Then every house on the boulevard showed the splendor of glittering Christmas. Splendor means great and impressive beauty. So everywhere there was a beauty. Glittering, it means it was a shining. But Miss Lucy Quinn was lonely. But she was lonely. Actually, the rest of the year she endured her loneliness. Endure means deal with. So the rest of the year she dealt with her loneliness. with a composure. So she felt herself mentally calm, especially mentally calm. But at the Christmas, it means every Christmas, it came upon her like an illness. So she feel very sad, or we can say she feel like an illness. We had a happy childhood, Miss Quen told herself. Our parents were always good and kind to us. And now here Miss Lucy Quen shared her childhood experience, her childhood memories. She said that we had a happy childhood. It means Lucy Quen, she spent her childhood very happily because her parents were very kind and good, always good to them. But Miss Lucy and her sister Agatha had been brought up on the fixed idea that there was only a small group of people in the city with whom they might associate. See, Miss Lucy just is sharing her experience, her childhood experience. So she said that her parents were very nice, but Miss Lucy and her sister Agatha, so they had brought up on the fixed idea that there was only a small group of people, only they can mingle with them, only they can associate with them. In other words, we can say that Agatha and Miss Lucy, they can only keep contact with the small group of people which was referred by her parents. Miss Lucy's parents, loving though they were, had died. Miss Lucy's sister Agatha and her husband had died too. Miss Lucy is now feel very lonely because she said that her parents were very kind and very good towards them, but they had died. And what about her sister? Her sister and her husband also died. All their friends had either died or lost touch with her. So here Lucy's friend, Miss Lucy's friend, either they died or they lost touch with her. Until there was no one left, the society of the town moved briskly on without her, bristling with strange names. So the society of that town means the people of that town, they briskly on. Briskly means done with quickness or move quickly. So they move quickly without her, bristling with. So bristling with, full of, it is given here. Bristling with means full of. So that society was full of strange name. It means the name was known to Miss Lucy. They were totally strange, full of strange names. She had always been timid and protected, and now there was no one at all who cared. Actually, to living that society, Miss Lucy, she had always been timid. It means she always frightened. She had always fear in her mind, and she was feeling always protective or protected. And now there was no one who will look after Miss Lucy. On Christmas Eve, she was walking down to her home, whistling for an event that might hurl her out of the world. When suddenly a violent find sprang up, Miss Lucy trembled. She looked at the two big boys beating a small one and thought he fought like a young wildcat. he was being overcome. So on Christmas Eve, Miss Lucy was walking down to her home and wishing for an event that might hurl her out of the world. Hurl her means she wanted to shout because she was feeling lonely and she was walking to her home. So suddenly she get acquainted with a violent fight between the childs or the children. And she looked at the big boys, two big boys beating a small one, and thought he fought like a young wildcat. Actually, the small boy, he was very brave. She thought that she is fighting like a young wildcat. He was being overcome on these two other big boys. Miss Lucy looked around. No one was near. She feared that the little boy might be killed. Briskly, she raised her umbrella and brought it down on the other boys. So when the boys were fighting, so Miss looked here and there. Miss Lucy, she looked here and there, but no one was near, and that's why she feared that the little boy might be killed. And very quickly she raised her umbrella and brought down to the older boy. The bigger boy howled and departed. Howl means he cried very loudly and he departed from that place. And the small boy, he stood and looked at Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy was very upset. She had never struck another human being in her life, and now Miss Lucy was very unhappy because she never hit another human being in her entire life, and that's why she was very unhappy. She was very upset. She pulled herself together and resumed her walk. She pulled her together means she gathered her courage, and once again she started walking. The small boy reached up and put his hand inside hers, and the small boy, he reached to Miss Lucy and he put his hand inside her hands. Miss Lucy looked down at him but went on walking. At the corner, the small boy said, "You saved me. I know how you feel." He went on eagerly. "I saved a cat once. I was awfully fond of it afterwards," he explained. When Miss Lucy saved a small boy from the big boys, and she was once again started walking to her home, so small boy reached to her and he put his hand inside her hands. And when Miss Lucy looked down at him and went walking on, so at the corner the small boy said, "You saved me." And he said, "I know how you are feeling now." And he was very excited. And Miss Lucy said, "I saved a cat once." And the boy said, "I was awfully fond of it afterwards," he explained. Those days, those boys, he went on, "Still Christmas presents left on porches. I know the little girl who lived in that house, and I have been on guard all day to take care of her presents." So now we came to know that why that little boy was fighting with those two big boys. He told those boys, "Still Christmas presents left on porches." Porches means a structure attached to a house in an entrance. where we can keep a gift. So that it is called pouches. So those two boys, they steal Christmas presents, and therefore I know the little girl who live in that house. So actually he is on guard. He is guarding her presents. Okay, and that's why he said that I have been on guard all day to take care of her presents. It means these two boys will not steal her presents, and that's why I am on guard. She looked down at him again and found the small face turned up to hers. His eyes were blue, face round. He looked a healthy child. Certainly his speech was clear enough. And now here we have a description of that boy. It means how was a boy's appearance. So when she looked down at him again and found a small face turned up to hers. It means that boy turned towards Miss Lucy. So his eyes were blue, face was round, and he looked a healthy child. And his speech was clear enough. It means he could speak very clearly. Little boys should not fight on the street, said Miss Lucy shyly. So shyly Miss Lucy said to that small boy, little boys should not fight on the street. I know it is better to get into an alley or something or somewhere where the cops or teachers won't stop you. And now the answer of the boy was very amazing. He said, I know it very well. It is better to go into an alley. Alley means a room, a narrow passage between buildings. So it means we must fight in alley. Okay, so a narrow passage between buildings. And or somewhere where the cops or teacher won't stop you. It means we can fight ourselves for a long time. They had come to her door. Miss Lucy was amazed. The walk had never seemed so short. She stopped and explained, this is my house. And now they came to Miss Lucy's house. And she was amazed. She was surprised. Actually, it was a long distance. They covered long distance. And she stopped at her door and said, this is my house. I will come in and visit you a while. He offered. I don't have to be home until dark. So the small boy said, he promised to Miss Lucy, I will come again a while. Suppose I have a time, so I will visit your home once again. I don't have to be home until dark. It means he will take more time to reach his home. Would you like to come in and have a tea with me? I will, he said as they went in. Then Miss Lucy offered him and he asked, would you like to come in and have a tea with me? Small boy said, I will. He said as they went in. It means they enter into Miss Lucy's house. There will be two of us for tea, Mitzi, Miss Lucy said. She led him into a little parlor. And when they enter into Miss Lucy's house, she asked Mitzi. Mitzi was Lucy's maid, and she asked for two of us for tea. And Miss Lucy led the little boy into a parlor. So we will get the meaning of parlor. Parlor means a room meant for receiving guests. So where guests sit in the house, so that is called parlor. So we will stop here. Remaining part of this chapter we will discuss in our next class. Thank you.